it's Becky from Lessons by the Lake. Today I want to talk to you about using fidgets in your classroom. So what is a fidget? So it's a tool that helps students concentrate. So it's something small that they can use in their hands to help them move around and fidget to increase their concentration or their ability to sit still. It's just something little that helps them fidget with their fingers and keep their hands focused rather than tapping their pencil or scribbling on their page. It's just a focused way to use some of that energy and help their concentration. So do you like fidgets in your room? Do you not like fidgets in your room? I'd love to hear your opinion on this. So I really enjoy using fidgets in my room. I think there is a very strong distinction though that we need to make between it being a tool and a toy. Because a lot of times you pull them out, you show them to kids and they get so excited and they try and spin them around on their finger. They do all different kinds of things. So it takes a lot of teaching and modeling to talk about how to use them to help them. It's important for students to understand too when they need help. If they're feeling a little antsy in their chair, they're kind of spacing out. We talk a lot about identifying those moments that you need a fidget, which would be the best to use, and then how to effectively use it. So let me show you some of the fidgets that I use in my classroom. So I always have a big bucket of them. So this is one students love. It has you can watch the bubbles go. So this is one that we talk about. It takes your concentration. So this might help you calm down for a minute and refocus, but it's not one that maybe you should be doing while I'm teaching, because it might be hard for you to concentrate on what I'm writing on the board and what's going on if you're staring at this. But this is one that you could use if you feel like you're distracted and need to refocus yourself while you're independently working, and use it for a minute or so and then put it away to focus on your work. Another one we use, stress ball. This is one kind we have. We have all different kinds of stress balls. Students like to hold them in their hand. We talk about not throwing them, not rolling them off their desk. A big thing about fidgets is that it can't distract the other students around you. So if you're using them as a tool, people should barely even be able to tell that you have a fidget with you. If you're using them as a toy, you're going to attract the attention of the people around you and you're not using it correctly. So especially with stress balls, that's a really big distinction to make. These marble fidgets are fun. They just have a little marble in there and students push them back and forth. It's really easy for them to keep in their hand and use while they're working. They can push them back and forth while they're writing or listening. It doesn't really take much concentration. They're just able to play with them. They come in a whole bunch of different colors. I'll link them below if you want to check them out. Another one students love is this tangle. So you can just twist it around and move it. It comes apart and you can make it in different pieces. I try and encourage students to leave it together because then it turns into a whole project that distracts their attention. This is a good thing just to use it with your fingers. A lot of students like to use this while they're paying attention and I'm teaching, or during a read aloud. They just sit and have it fidgeting in their hands while they're listening to me. So these are just some of the fidgets that I use in my room. So how I facilitate this is I have these up on my desk, and if students need a fidget, they're allowed to ask for them. So with different classes, I've run this different ways. So with some classes, only a few students have wanted it, so when they raise their hand and ask for it, I offer them the bucket and they pick what they need and they use it until they're finished. The other classes, every student has wanted a fidget, especially with my fourth graders. My second graders seem to not need them quite as often as my fourth graders. So my fourth graders, what we did is they had 2 tickets on their desk, one for the morning, one for the afternoon. When they needed a fidget, they turned in their ticket and they were able to get one. That helped control how often they were using their fidgets. Some students, if they have different needs and need it more often, we accommodate that. But it was turning into students who were constantly wanting them and holding them for an hour, and it wasn't a tool anymore, it was a toy. So we need to make sure that you set boundaries and expectations in your classroom to make sure that they're remaining as tools rather than toys. So I think they're a really great thing to use in your classroom to just make sure that you're teaching students how to identify when they need them and how it can help them, which one would be most helpful to them. There's maybe you only have one option in your room, maybe you have 2, but just talk about how to decide which fidget is most helpful and then model and practice the best way to use it so it's actually helping them and not distracting anyone around them. So I'll put links to all these below. If you have any questions about using fidgets in your classroom, please let me know. I'm happy to talk to you about it, and thank you for stopping by.